Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am BorderWise and welcome back to From the Depths mod review, where we're sitting on a PT boat that I just made earlier. Yes, it's a patrol torpedo because it's got torpedoes in the front, and you might be noticing that there's a machine gun on it. And this little gun, which is the DSHK M38 pedestal mount, is part of the mod that we're going to review today. So let's just spawn in, oh, I don't know, something easy. Let's spawn in a shuriken. And yeah, this is the more simple weapons mod by Domanating. And it's exactly what it says on the tin. It's more simple weapons. It's just a wide variety of World War I/World War II heavy machine guns, anti-aircraft guns, just basic, and leading up to battleship secondaries and I believe light cruiser main guns. And basically that's what this is adding. Just a whole bunch more stuff, more variety of the simple weapons. And it's a, well, spoiler alert, I don't really have any complaints about this mod. It's got an objective, more of a thing, and that's exactly what it does, and it seems perfectly balanced. So, most of what this video is just going to go over what stuff has been added. So if you just, let's actually see how the shuriken is doing. The shuriken is mostly just getting torpedoed, I believe, so yeah, the machine gun ain't the main draw of that PT boat. But to start off with, we're going to look at the heavy machine guns. So if we go over here, there's a variety of heavy machine guns, and they are heavy. So we'll start over here. So if you download this mod, is a new tab, more simple weapons over here, which I appreciate a lot because it just means it doesn't mess with any of the other tabs here. So I appreciate that. Also, there's a lot of stuff. Like, that's one of the good things about this, is that there's a lot of options. Some of the differences between the simple weapons that are added is just purely aesthetic, but most of them have different stats. And, like, I think pretty careful attention has been paid to balancing. So, Domanating is the best kind of gun nerd. So, yeah, starting from right to left, we've got this fella right here. This is a Maxim 7.26mm machine gun. Little cased thing. And I also love how it's organized there. So, it's just the small stuff to big stuff is left to right. And then these, just this little extra category down here. I've no idea if Domanating is gonna add more stuff in future. That is entirely up to them. So yeah, so we've got this little guy here, 8mm. Then we've got 7.7mm 80 Type 92 single. By the way, there's we're not gonna read out all the descriptions of these because some of them are quite dense. But there's historical background and just basic description of pretty much every single added weapon, which is absolutely lovely. Good attention to detail. So yeah, there's that one, and then we've got a Lewis quad gun, and that's very nice. And then we've got some ring-mounted stuff, DSHK M38 single ring. Then we've got the double version, and then over here we got the thing that I was showing off on that PT boat. This is the pedestal version, DSHK M38, and then same gun, but it's in a little turret. And then same thing again, but double in an AA turret. And then we've got an M2 Browning. I know what this thing is. I believe that... okay, it's got similar performance to the vanilla thing, which, by the way, is this fella right here. Pedestal-mounted Browning. So, 30mm... Ah, different caliber. Interesting. So, yeah, we've got that little thing. Just something to stick on top of tanks, if nothing else. Like... correct me if I'm wrong, but this thing is like damn near 100 years old, and it's still being used in the US military, I believe. I don't quote me on that. So yeah, and there's differences. And then we have this thing, which is a weird quad-stepped thingy, which apparently has wasn't very successful in real life, but I quite like this because it spits out a lot of lead and looks cool. Then we've got Type 93 single of 30mm AA gun. And then we've got this guy, which is basically the double version of that. And so we've got all these light machine guns, so let's shoot at things that are vulnerable to light machine guns. Do we have this correct? I need to look behind my microphone, because it's blocking the screen. Damn you, microphone. Damn you, me. So yeah, the dusters are hugely fun to shoot at with these things, so let's spawn in a few of them. And yeah, as you might expect, these things go rat-a-tat-tat. So yeah, they go brrr. Much like the vanilla simple weapons, their muzzle velocity isn't super good. So they're just the kind of thing that you can just kind of duct tape, like, basically everywhere, just to get a little bit of extra duck out. Wow, this dust is going for a swim. Should not have spawned them in so close. But yeah. There's a lot of Bert, there's a lot of ducka, a lot of Bert. A Bert is a bird, but also filled with guns, I guess. Yeah, probably should change this to that just for future reference. So yeah, you get the idea. All these things go rat-a-tat-tat in a variety of different ways, and super nice, and very aesthetically pleasing. The models in this are very well done. Domanating did not make all of them. They used some of them are from elsewhere, from other mods, from other other people have made them, but used with permission. So jolly good. Okay, so now we're on to light AA weapons. So again, right to left, we've got this this thing right here, 2065 single breeder AA gun. So very World War II, unless if this is yeah, this is and a real world tour of weaponry with this whole thing. They're from all over the place. Like this, the Breda is Italian, and then there's German stuff, Japanese stuff, British stuff, American stuff, Russian stuff. So yeah, this is the twin version of that. It's the Breda, and then we've got the 2065 C38 single AA gun, which is it's a German. This is a German one. We've got the twin version of that, and we've got the twin shielded version of that. And then we've got, again, 2065, the quad version, and then the quad shielded version. This guy is, similar to the vanilla version of this very thing, which is this guy. So over here, just to put that in perspective, it's just the model is slightly different, and it's faster rate of fire, but much longer reload. So the reload time is 9 seconds, and this guy is... what is it? Reload time is 6 seconds. So faster rate of fire, but longer reload. And over here we've got the 20mm I don't know how to pronounce that. Oerlikon? So that is interesting. Alright, so it's a United States one. So 20mm Oerlikon, twin version of that. And then 20mm Madsen, and Danish a gun. Interesting. So there, and then we've got Type 96 single. Is this a Russian thing? Nope, Japanese thing. I was completely wrong. So we've got that 25mm Type 96, then the twin version, then the triple version, and the main difference between all of these is that basically more guns, longer reload, I believe. So where's the reload? Reload time is actually quicker. What? Oh. I guess just because these things are more expensive. Price-wise, these things are similar to the vanilla simple weapons. I do remember people getting kind of snarky when they were first made more expensive than they were before. Honestly, like, I don't think it's that much of a problem because they're very, very compact APS. And, I don't know, you can kind of pay a price for that. And then over here, we've got that triple version again, except it's shielded. And you can actually see it's meshed all the way in here, so... pretty cool. And over here we've got the Bofors. Bofors, I believe, is the company rather than a specific designation of gun. Again, I'm not brushed up well on my historical weaponry, so probably got that wrong. But yeah, Bofors made a lot of stuff. I don't know if they're still around today. So yeah, 25mm single mount AA gun, and then the double. So we've got light AA. Yeah, that's light AA weapons. So we need some light aircraft to shoot at, which means we're gonna have 2 dusters, and we're gonna have 2 shrikes, and we're gonna go boom, boom, boom. So you can see these quad things in the middle, they fire quite quickly. You'll notice they all kind of have different rate of fire, different reload, and they do all burst differently. This is also where I believe... Yeah, I didn't mention this before. This is where they start doing a little bit of explosive damage as well as kinetic. Because you know what? Oh, that looks so cool. That looks World War II as balls, mate. Look at that. There's a rat-a-tat-tat. Incidentally, these things are much like the vanilla simple weapons in that, yes, they're good at disintegrating small unarmored targets. They're not particularly good at anything else. So if I spawn in something that's actually made of metal, like over here we've got the Bastion, made of metal. We go rat-a-tat-tat, and not really doing a hell of a lot. Just the armor piercing isn't good enough to deal with metal, and explosive damage is way too small to deal with anything. Does cause the occasional block to fall off. That was a light switch by the looks of it. Yep, that was. So yeah, these like I mentioned before, but I'll say it again, that like this mod is pretty well balanced. These simple weapons do not feel out of place at all. They just feel like extra, which is my favorite kind of mod, to be honest. Something that slots into the vanilla game, and you can easily forget that it was even, you know, not part of the original game to begin with. So yeah, so that's the light AA weapons, and yeah, we can delete that. And we can go over here, medium AA and others. These fortresses took a surprisingly long time to make, by the way. So, where are we? We're here. So, light, medium, and starting off with the M30, the 37mm M4 Barge Buster, which, a little bit of historical background, used on both aircraft and PT boats. So I actually should have stuck this thing on the PT boat previously. Interesting, very interesting magazine, I guess. Just that rotary thing. But yeah, so this is where basically all of these things do a wee bit of explosive damage. Teeny bit, teeny tiny bit. Just enough to make a mess of things that have basically no armor at all. So things like tailplanes or daddy blades or stuff like that. Then moving right along, we've got 3754 single breader AA gun, so the Italians are back. So effective alternative to the 40mm. Okay, what 40mm? Where's the 40mm one? Oh, I don't know. So there's the single breader, and there's the twin breader, 37mm. 37mm flak. This is German as balls. It's the M42. I believe that's quite a famous one, widely used one. We've got the twin variant right there. That kind of square AA mantlet. That's... Correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess it wasn't particularly... It wasn't a specifically German thing in World War II, but yeah, it's just like... The German designs that use this, like, it's very noticeable. It's just that square shape. Then over here, like, we've got the semi-auto version, which is apparently not quite as good. It's interesting, just the variety. Like, you don't have to look at real-life stuff in order to make interesting, fun stuff from the depths, but I think it does help sometimes, because if I built something like this from the depths, like, with using advanced cannons, I'd think, wow, that looks stupid, and I'd probably scrap it. But looking at this, I'm like... Okay, yeah, that could work. So yeah, moving right along, 37mm 67 single mount, and then shielded version. Where's this thing from? That's a Russian version, so... Yeah. So we've got the Russian version of this, and shielded version, and then... Again, we've got this heavily shielded version. This is a quad version, which interestingly has... It's weird how two of the guns stick out further than the other two. Like, I guess, would that mess with aiming? I don't know. Then over here, we've got the 2-pounder AA gun, so... It doesn't say where this is from. If it says 2-pounder, presumably this is a British design, because they're the ones who, like... They're the ones who, back in the day, they classified guns by, like, how heavy the shells were. So 2-pounder, that's a 40mm shell, weighs 2 pounds, I believe. I believe that's how it goes. And then we've got the quad 2-pounder, and then we've got the octuple one, which, by the way, is... pretty much exactly the same as this guy, it's just got a different model. So, as it says on the tooltip, exactly the same as the vanilla version in stats, only difference between the improved barrel model and the off-center barrel elevation fix. So, I don't know what that means, so presumably it's because something was wrong with this one. Anyway, and it looks different. Not sure why they added it in again. Oh, well, presumably for prettiness. So over here we've got the 40mm Bofors. Once again, Bofors is alive and well. Then we've got some Hotchkiss guns, and I don't know what Hotchkiss is. I don't know whether that's the company or the terminology for the gun. But yeah, 1 pounder. So, well, yeah, okay, this is an American gun. As small as it gets for a manual firing weapon, at least as far as this mod is concerned, at least. And so cheap and nasty, basically. 500 millimeters. And not able to engage air units. This is kind of a lie, because it can. It's just it's only got like 25 millimeters of max elevation, so not very good at it. Then we've got this 45mm 46 short barrel gun. And what does that say? So, okay, it's a Russian gun. Nice. Multi-purpose gun, and then we've got the long barrel gun. Let's see, what's the difference between these two? So, muzzle velocity. Yeah, I thought so. Long barrel is higher muzzle velocity, and longer reload. And then we've got a 47mm Hotchkiss. Presumably that's the trigger back there. Like, here. Like, these, like, looking at these things, you realize that in real life, these are actually pretty big guns. Like, 47mm is nothing really to sneeze at if you're starting from assumption of no gun at all, I guess. That sentence doesn't really make sense, but you know what I mean. But yeah, and from the depths, these things are tiny. Like, looking at this, and this is proportional to everything, it's a nice reminder that Rambot is 2 meters tall. Like, there's a person hiding in that mech suit, I believe. Well, according to... I don't know. There was fan art once. But yeah, so these things blow things up, and so what are these things again? This is medium AA. So let's have some medium things to shoot at, which of course means airships. So let's go. Where are we? Where are we? Airships. Atlas. Atlas is probably not going to last long. So you see, lots of Daka, bang, bang, bang. We've popped balloons already. Things still... Wait a minute. Did this thing get updated? Did the balloons get shot off? Oh, yeah, they did. I was about to say, was this thing updated to not use balloons? It totally uses balloons. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, things like this didn't exist in World War II, but if they're made of wood, they can get shot at. Actually, if anything made of anything can get shot at, what I'm saying. It's just that if things made of wood tend to disintegrate more when they're shot at. I know how physics works. And guns are basically dangerous physics. Very dangerous physics. Be responsible, people. Alright, so... yeah, you get the idea. They shoot at things, they blow things up. And they're a little bit bigger. And wow, that was a huge explosion. Flak, man. So yeah, that's the medium AA. And now we move on to the next one, which is custom shell weapons. So... there were only 4 custom shell weapons in the vanilla game of From the Depths. And Domanating apparently decided that wasn't enough because they've added so much more. There's like so much more. I didn't actually count, but perhaps I should have. So starting off with the Hotchkiss gun. So we've got 57mm Hotchkiss right here, 6 pounder. So yeah, similar to the non-custom shell using one. And, you know, it's got acceptable elevation compared to its lower caliber Hotchkiss counterparts. And over here, similar thing, 6 pounder Mark IV AA gun. And, by the way, the custom shell that all these guns are using is this. It just varies depending on their caliber. So at their lowest gauge, this isn't very strong. Should have swapped this out for frag, really, but, like, 253 explosive damage really only is a danger to things that have basically no armor, so wood and anything more delicate than wood. But that's fine, because these are simple weapons, and for demonstration purposes, it's fun. Rambot, stop levitating. Alright, so where were we? So we looked at this fella, and now we're going over here. 76mm, quite a jump. 40 Mark II cannon. Where's this thing from? Oh, it's a British gun. It's a British variant of a 76.2mm widely used during World War One. And used in World War II, this one. So over here, then we've got the same thing, but shielded, which basically just means more health and armor, by the way. Just 200 more health, 10 more armor. And over here, we've got... is this the same thing? Okay, so this is kind of the AA version, so it's got much better elevation. So 25 degrees of elevation versus 70. Nice. And then over here we got this thing, which is, I guess it's just mostly just variants of the... What the? Where is this? Oh yeah, there it is. Wait, I'm confused. Oh yeah, this is, there's multiple categories in here. So you go medium AA... No. You go here, and there's another category over here just filled with these 76.2 millimeter guns. So you go there, and go here. So we've got these twin variants, and then you got the single variant shielded, a double variant shielded, and just basically a whole range of 76.2 millimeter guns. And now, well, though, we jump over to the 80 millimeter 60 Type 98. And if you're not a World War II gun nerd, don't worry. Neither am I, really. Just look at the pretty guns. Look at the pretty guns! And, so yeah, this is a Japanese anti-air gun with little history behind it. Okay, so it was only used on Agano-class cruisers and some coastal defense fortifications. Laser-targeted included, because, you know, that's something they had in World War II. Nah, it's okay. I get why that's a thing. Alright, so... And over here, we've got there... Now we've got a whole bunch of 488mm things. Where's this one from? This is, German. And then this one, this twin variant, is also German. And, yeah, these, even I know what these things are. This is the Flak 88. The famous one. The one that, ended up pulling double duty as anti-tank guns. Because, they were really good at it. Famous thing. The same gun where I believe was mounted on the... I think, yeah, it was the Tiger 1. And then the Tiger 2 had the same gun? I don't know. Just looking at the stuff, I'm remembering all the stuff I don't know. Then we got this 90mm thing, which is... Okay, so it was an Italian anti-aircraft gun. Interesting. Then moving right along, over here... we got this 100mm twin AA gun, and yeah, it's a Japanese anti-aircraft gun. 100mm, they really weren't mucking about when it came to shooting at planes in World War II. Then again, I don't think anyone ever really tries to muck about when they're shooting at planes, because planes are bad news if they're enemy planes. Then we've got this 102mm cannon, Italian cannon. It's a deck gun, commonly used by Italian forces, World War I and World War II. Over here, we've got another 102mm gun. Is this also... No, this is British. You'd never know if you weren't told. Or if you didn't learn. We've got this 105mm things, two of them, so we've got this twin... What is the difference between these guys? This one's got a lot more health, but... This one, over here, what's... Ah, that one's got slightly better depression. And, yeah, that's basically it. Better depression, less health, okay. And then we got 114mm stuff over here, and I believe this is, yeah, it's just... These things seem to have identical stats, so... Yeah, so these are basically all three of these guns here are just 114mm twin cannons, and they just look different. That's the main difference between them. I believe also they're the same height. Oh no! Oh no, they're not. This one's shorter. Interesting. This one's taller for some reason. Eh, interesting. Wait, no, what? Where were we? Oh no, wait. Okay, so these two are different. Ah, I can't read. This one has more health. That makes sense, because it's slightly bigger. So yeah, let's shoot at something. Alright, let's shoot at a plunderer. Let's shoot at a plunderer. And where is it? Plunderer, there we go. Plunderer is nice block confetti. Kaboom! And, when I first was mucking around with this mod, I was kind of thinking that too many of the guns sounded the same, but, like, I don't know. I don't actually know enough about how these guns sounded to really comment on that. But they sound alright. They go bang. They go bang in a satisfying manner, and that's all that counts. So yeah, just like we're getting bigger. We're getting a little bit bigger. And what is this? This is 120mm. And so we're not quite to the same max caliber of vanilla simple weapons, because they go up to 150 millimeters. Actually, now think about it. Yeah, this mod only goes a little bit higher than that, so quite restrained, actually. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Pretty good. So you get the idea. You can essentially make light cruisers just using these simple weapons. It's quite fun, actually. Or if you're playing a land campaign, you can make a Flak 88 truck. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And the little animations are also good. The thing goes bang, and there's recoil, and it's quite nice. Lovely, lovely. Rhea would be proud. If you don't know who Rhea is, she was the member of the From the Depths dev team who made the original simple weapon model. So basically, these things over here, these custom shell weapons. And I think, yeah, these ones as well. So, yeah, she did a spiffy job. Unfortunately, no longer on the dev team. She left some time ago. I'm sad. I miss her. Anyway, next. These are the big guns. So, yeah, there's a lot of these. So, again, same shell we were using before. Just a bunch of, you know, just a bunch of, like, HE shells, just simple. And let's go through them. So we've got a whole bunch of 120 to 152 millimeter guns. So this guy, this is a Japanese one. And this is the same thing, but with a shield on it. Then, yeah, just a whole range. I love how these things are ordered. It's just you got 120 millimeter guns over here. I believe these are all 120 millimeters. Yes, yes they are. Just 120mm guns. Various stats, generally bigger and more shields on it means more health and more expensive. Yeah, and also the maximum shell length varies between them. So these bigger ones have, I think... Yeah, I think Yeah, I think it's all balanced pretty well. Like, I'd need to do a lot more math to be absolutely sure, but it seems balanced. Now we've got a whole list of 127mm guns. So we got this one, we got that one. I'm just going to turn the UI off. Yeah. And there's one over here. And now I'm going to turn the UI back on because I need to see stuff. Yeah, so here, and then we got this guy. No shield whatsoever. Noticeably cheaper than everything else. So yeah, over here, over here. There's just so many guns, man. So many. This guy right here. And this is where we're getting to stuff that's actually main armament historically. So this thing we're looking at right now, this guy right here, this was used apparently, I'm just reading the tooltips really, only used on 2 destroyer classes of the US Navy, but this is like destroyer main battery stuff. So it's simple weapons, but they're getting bigger. So over here, now we've got 130mm single mount cannons, so 3 130mm stuff, and main armament of Russian destroyers during World War II. So I mean, look at this. So this is actually where is this one from? Broader use army destroyers. Okay, this was used on all kinds of stuff, presumably. I don't know. I'm just gonna say, I don't know. It doesn't say where this one's from, but that is noticeably smaller. Like, teeny tiny. Okay, so we're gonna run all the way over here now. Oh, there's so many guns. It's lovely. So much gun. So here, 130mm again. Again, Russian thing. This is the twin variant. It's got kind of. It looks like it's got kind of a fat face. It's just like, you know. I don't know if this is the nose, it's got a massive chin. And over here, like same again, Russian variant, very boxy. Maybe I should make my turrets more boxy. I keep trying to make them sleek. And over here we've got this 139mm casemate. So, common caliber for World War I and World War II. Friendships, now we are in France. World tour. World tour of big guns. Well, not that big by From the Depths standards, really. But, yeah, so over here, we've got this pedestal gun. I like the way this thing looks. Yeah, and it's a nice reminder that real-life armor is nowhere near as thick as From the Depths armor. Limitation of, I don't know, blocks. And we've got this 140mm casement cannon. The 150mm variant is kind of covered by, where is it? It's kind of covered by this, so yeah, no need to add that. Here, now we're on to, yeah, 140mm. We've got this one thing. Standard primary gun for light cruisers, and standard secondary for capital ships of the Navy during World War II. For Japan, so big honking guns right now. Then we've got this 150mm single turret. And this is a German gun, so only used on the nation's battleships and pocket battleships as anti-ship focused secondary battery. So presumably, I'm guessing, I don't know, this is the kind of thing that was on the Bismarck and the Tirpitz. I hope I'm pronouncing those things right. And pocket battleships, so I guess the Graf Spee would have had these? Like, I know it seems random that I just know out of nowhere, like, those three ships, but I don't know, the Graf Spee, the Bismarck and the Tirpitz are pretty darn famous, so if you have heard anything about World War II warships, you probably would have heard of at least one of those. But anyway, so moving right along, so there's more 150mm stuff, and yeah, more German stuff. More German stuff. This thing has a built-in rangefinder that's not actually functional. It's purely aesthetic, by the way. So, yeah, you still need real rangefinders if you want to get this to work. Now we've got this random thing that's just the pedestal mount cannon, 152mm. And, not much to say about it, really. Common main caliber gun used in most early World War II US destroyers and cruisers. It has poor elevation. Got it. Now we've got this this thing that's mounted on a turret, because so it can actually clear this fat thing in front of it. It's the only one on this fortress I've had to do that with. But yeah, 152mm casemate. It's a nice reminder that casemates are, you know, they're meant to be kind of in the hull, so to speak, and not the way I usually use them, which is not in the hull. So yeah, and then 152mm. And these three things are British manufactured, but used by the Japanese. On battle cruisers as single secondaries, and then they got built by the Japanese themselves. Japanese is spelt wrong in this tooltip. Naughty, naughty, Domanating. And only used on Agano class cruisers. So you'll notice these things have huge amounts of health, but it's a big block that gets hit a lot. So in the combat tests I've been doing, it's not like, yeah, they're not exactly rendering a properly armored custom turret useless, because I feel that, yeah, these things suffer from critical existence failures. Just 1 second they're firing at full capacity, and then they're gone. So, yeah, so these things, these three things, I believe, well, these two, mostly just aesthetic variants, and this last one is just a little bit cheaper and is slightly less health, so 152mm variant, 152mm, and pride of place back here is this guy with, I think, what's the main difference? Well, just the main difference is just aesthetic, but also, yeah, just, yeah, this is the lightly armored variant of that. So that's basically all of these, and now let's shoot at something reasonably big. So we're gonna go here. Crossbones. And this is like a serious battery that we've got on this fortress. Give it a moment. Kind of needs time to wake up for some reason. Hello. Guys. Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. What's happening? There we go. I have no idea why it does that. Ah, no. Too much gun all at once. Too much gun. So it goes kablooey in a most satisfactory manner. Fire for daddy. Thank you. And yeah, you look at the size of cram cannons and you realize just how ridiculous they are compared to real-life guns like this. They do make a nice mess, even with the arguably not super good shells I've stuck in these things. So yeah, I can imagine a secondary battery like this. Be pretty sweet, actually. Jolly good. Come on, fire more. Why are you not firing more? What are you doing? Oh, it's because it's too far away. Ay, 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 ay. You're moving far away from the thing, you goober. I'm the goober. The fortress is not the goober. Also, these things are set to... all the local weapon controllers are set to fire at 1,000 meters, because I was lazy and didn't feel like changing them. Come on, fire some more. Fire some more. This fortress is coming to get you. Come on. Okay, you are boring, so we're just gonna... we're gonna do this. Let's shoot at a Kraken, that's fun. The Kraken explodes in a way most satisfactory. So bang, bang, bang. Come on, more shooty shooty. Kablooey. Kablooey, kablooey. Yay, kablooey. I'm getting distracted, but yeah. So these things seem perfectly functional. No bugs that I've spotted with this mod either. It's just, you know, it adds guns. Lots of them. So you get the idea. These are, they're big guns, and they cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny that when the guns open up with the fire and smoke, you best get your head down and shut up, I guess? I don't know. I can't freestyle that. I'm not allowed. Hey, the Kraken's dead. Who would have thought? Alright, so one last fortress, and then I'll show you a different thing. So, just for giggles, Domanating included 4 modified naval tank turrets. So these are all of Russian tanks. 3 of them being from the T-34, and yes, I have heard of that one. So over here, none of these things were ever used on warships historically, and it's acknowledged from that. Tank turrets have superior armor but reduced accuracy and reload rates. So yeah, these things have a lot of armor. These are like 60 armor each, like on par with like heavy armor blocks. So this little guy right here is basically just fire simple shells, and they don't do a hell of a lot of damage. 320 kinetic damage with 5 armor piercing, 128 explosive damage is really not a lot, and makes sense because this is from the T-28, which I believe was a bit of a fail tank. It wasn't super good, and so yeah, the Russian T-34 was a lot better with various variants, and these are custom shell weapons. So yeah, so decent armor, very dense, and yeah, 76 millimeters, and they use custom shells. And these things are small enough that I couldn't stand you. Well, no, I did use HE shells with them for consistency. I tested them with frag, and frag worked a lot better. So let's shoot at a marauder now, because the marauders are fun to shoot at. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah. Whoopsie daisy. Okay. So yeah, these things are... I don't know, I'm not as fond of these things as I am the other ones, but it is once again a nice reminder of just how damn massive tanks are from the depths as well. Because the smallest block you can place is 1 cubic meter. Imagine, man, building a real-life size T-34 in From the Depths must be damn near impossible if these are actually to scale. Which I suspect they are. Because the amount of hardware nerdiness that has gone into this mod is damn impressive. Makes, I don't know. It humbles me, okay? And so yeah, even with my crappy HE shells, we are putting a dent in this Marauder, and that's lovely. That's basically it with these things. So yeah, and the one last thing to show you is that I've already shown you the wee PT boat, and just for giggles, I created this. And I've modified it earlier today. So this is, I guess it's a Corvette or a light cruiser or something. Maybe I should have painted that turret. But yeah, it's just a little boat that, it's nothing fancy. It doesn't have missile countermeasures or any missiles or anything like that. And, No active defenses at all, like strictly World War II themed. And it's just basically what it's got is just it's armed purely with the simple weapons from this mod, and it does quite well. Yeah, so quite an anachronistic mix of things. So we've got this Japanese/British gun in the front. Basically all of these flat guns on the side are German, except for this little machine gun right there, which is Japanese. And then we've got a German quad gun up there, and over here we've got a very lonely British thing. So quite an anachronistic mess, and it's got British dazzle camo on it, which is a real thing apparently. The Brits apparently at one point were painting their ships in zebra stripes because that they thought that would, you know, disrupt their outline and make them harder to see. It didn't work apparently, but you know it looks cool, and that's why I'm using it right here. Also, there's an option for that. If you want to know what that is, that's just Camo Dazzle 1, and there's other ones too. So yeah, that's basically it for this mod. Let's shoot at a Marauder again, because that's so fun. So fun! Also, when you get a whole bunch of these simple weapons all at once, and they just go rat-a-tat-tat and bang bang bang, like, you know, it's happy. Also, yes, this is an attempt kind of at a somewhat more realistic hull. I know I didn't get it. You don't even need to tell me. Like, I don't know what exactly I've done wrong, but I know I've done things wrong. For sure. For sure, for sure. I still think it looks alright. But yeah, that's basically it for this mod. I have really got no complaints whatsoever. The models are excellent, the animations are good, it seems balanced, as far as I can tell, with the limited testing I've done. It's like, it's kind of following the vanilla simple weapons as kind of a yardstick for... Oh no, are we doing a wheelie again? Can you stop doing wheelies, man? This happens all the time. World War II technology, it sucks. For some reason, my canoes never do this, and I don't know why. How about you stop doing that, me lad? Can they stick daddy blades in the front of this as a roll control? I mean, pitch control. It is impressive, though, how this thing can, like, continuously fight, even while doing this. Guys, please. There we go. There we go. From the Depths physics, people. From the Depths physics. It's hilarious and cool. Yeah, it's even got two big propellers and one rudder there. And a smaller rudder? It's got a smaller rudder hidden in the front. So yeah, that's basically it for this video, honestly. Like, thank you to Domanating for making this mod. It's a good mod, I like it. It's, I think, honestly, this is up there with the more slopes mod. In terms of just hitting that sweet spot of, like, this could have been in the game to begin with, and it would have fit right in. So yeah, thank you Domanating for making this mod, and thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps. And thank you to my current supporters. And I will see you next time in From the Depths mod review. Farewell.